So I was asked a question the other day, what would I change about my life in the last 5 years? So in today's show, we're going to discuss embracing the past. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Bourman. And if you are coming through, then please do let me know. Please do comment. Please do engage. Don't just look and lurk. Looky lurkies. Looky lurkers. It's Friday, guys. Fucking pumped for the weekend. You know what I mean? Few gins tonight. Kicking back over the weekend. Fucking kicking it. Oh, it's been a long week. How are you doing? How are you guys? Are you guys good? I hope so. So listen, before we dive into this, all I'm going to say is that this weekend is an opening of the 28-day challenge early bird class. So if you want to get in a little bit cheaper and you want to get some of the benefits that come with it, go and check out the link on the page. If you want to come and work with me, if you're fucking sick of your own bullshit and really just constantly sick of plateauing in life and you want to fucking raise the game, improve consistency of action, control of time and energy, and get some clarity where you're going, come and jump on board. It's going to change the game. All right. So listen, I was asked a really good question the other day. What will I change in the last 5 years of my life? I guess the truth is, guys, that I would not change any part of my life whatsoever. Now, I don't know if you get into conversation with your missus or your mates and you're thinking about the past, or you're doing a mega reflection session and you're kind of looking back and you're going over your timeline and your chapters. But I've made some big fucking errors, huge errors in my life, and no doubt you guys have as well. Whether it's in terms of relationships, in terms of whether it's my mental health, whether it's in terms of my career, I've made monumental fucking bad decisions, but monumental good ones. And I've enjoyed the ride, and I often look at life sometimes as a wave. It's just like caressing. And I watch sometimes a lot of the time. I'm into like surfing. I love surfing, and I often watch on Instagram super hot chicks. No, people surfing, like super hot chicks surfing on Instagram, and I often think of that's like life, like this wave. You've got to be able to ride the wave. You've got to be able to kind of go with the flow sometimes. And the byproduct of doing that is that we are who we are today based on our past. Our past, in theory, defines us in some way. The battle scars that we carry, mentally, emotionally, and physically. The experiences that we've had. The experiences that we go through. The hardships and the pains and the sacrifices and the frustrations. All of those things that we have gone through within our past create the version of you today. And the version of you today is that byproduct of your past. And I think about that period of time when I left the Marines and fucking sat at the edge of the bed thinking about, well, minutes away from overdosing. And I think I wouldn't change that. I think of the hardship that I had to go through in leaving my former relationship with the mum's kid, and all of the heartache there. I wouldn't change that because that had to happen. And it's all like we are today. I've got a great relationship there. I mean, if I'd never left the Marines, if I just took an overdose, if I didn't carry the battle scars that I did, if I didn't understand how men think and what they go through of having experienced it myself, I could never really truly offer my help to all of those men. I could never help a lot of guys prevent or think twice about taking their own life or saving a marriage or stopping drinking. There wouldn't be little Alba. There wouldn't be the other baby that's due in 2 months. So that crest, that wave, that kind of flows in and we are riding. There are a lot of benefits along the way, down the line, from that. Where there are certain battle scars, and there are certain elements of your life that were not pleasant, they often lead to a point in your life where they can be pleasant, where you can see wins from them, when you can embrace that nature of what's happened, when you can use that experience to your benefit, when it can make you mentally and emotionally and physically stronger. So there are lots and lots of benefits. So the quick answer is I've not changed a thing. And I wouldn't change a thing simply because I wouldn't be who I am today without having gone through all of that pain and suffering. That's my mate who I'm about to go walking with. And you shouldn't either. But you also shouldn't let the past define you. You shouldn't, in a way that you shouldn't be dwelling on those mistakes that you've made. And this is what I mean. It should define you in terms of the actions that you take, but it shouldn't define you in terms of overwhelming thoughts of it's gonna take over. You're gonna just sit on those mistakes. You're gonna feel guilty about those mistakes. Everybody makes fucking mistakes. Everybody goes the wrong way. Everyone sometimes makes the wrong choice. The ripple effects are sometimes people getting hurt. Weirdo. And it's really, really important that that side of your past doesn't define you. That part of your life or past doesn't become the main product of you. So you're sitting there and you're like, fucking hell. I've made all of these mistakes. I've hurt all of these people. I've gone through all of this pain and suffering. And you fucking dwell on it. That's a victim mentality. Okay, that is absolutely like dwelling on your self-pity and everything that's happened. Being proactive, being an elite operator, having a mission, that's really about embracing that past, channeling it, creating that wave, that crest of that wave that you're surfing, and manifesting it into something positive. And finding a positive in life. And that's the mentality that we want to take forwards with us in our lives, right? That's how we want to progress. That's what we want to teach in our legacy to our children. Like, son, daughter, you are going to make mistakes, but don't let it consume you. Let it drive you. Let it be the fire. And I often use a lot of my past as my fire. I think about where I come from. I think about the people that doubted me. I think about the hardships that I faced and how hard I've had to work to get to this point. And it feels good to know that I'm in this point, and you too can. So would I change it in the last 5 years? Absolutely not. Not one thing. I would not change one thing that I've done in my life at all. Not one thing. And I think regret is a heavy emotion to carry around. And I think when we dwell and we think and we reflect and review, it should be something that I think we embrace, we learn, we channel, and we keep moving forwards, forward ever forwards, all the time, never looking back. The only direction is forwards. So take that. Hopefully it will help somebody out there, and take that mentality into the weekend. Have a good night, have a good day, have a good weekend, Easter weekend, stuff yourself with fucking chocolates, gin. I'm going to find myself some gin chocolate. I'm going to go down and treat.